You ready, Dad?
I'm ready.
Yay. Okay. So I am so excited to have my father. Oh, actually, let me start again. Okay.
Hey, this is the Power Player Podcast produced by Breaking Into Hollywood, a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 2005 by myself, Angela Marie Hutchinson. I'm your host. Sometimes I'll be joined by a co-host. Let's listen in to today's episode.
I am so excited because you guys know I have interviewed hundreds of people in my career, and I am so excited to have with you the man who taught me how to drive. He taught me how to swim. He taught me how to ride a bike. Actually, I taught myself how to ride a bike. But the one and only, my dad, Alvin Chesterfield Delk. Dad, thank you for joining my podcast. How are you feeling? Tired?
You're welcome, sweetie. Thanks for tricking me into sitting down here. I hope you don't be surprised.
I need all your advice. So give me some, give me your top tips for how to be successful in life. What do you think is necessary for people to be successful, especially in the times that we live in right now?
Well, let me be honest, Angela. I don't really think there's any unique formula, okay, or printed document or outline to show you how to succeed. But I think the key is coming up with something that you like doing, and whether you create it or whether someone else created it. Oftentimes people think they have to be the one to create it. Oftentimes you'll find that other people come up with good ideas, but they just don't proceed. They won't proceed with them.
They don't actually execute them. Everybody comes up with good ideas, but the execution is important.
The key is executing the ideas, not just talking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
All of my successes when I got into television, when I was doing those commercials you know about, and crazy little books and stuff. There were things that I came up with that I never did before, but I tried them because they were simple and I know they could be managed. Okay. But you don't just want to create something that just for the sake of creating. You want to create something that you're going to be proud of, and hopefully that would generate a lot of cash.
Yeah, that's important because you got to live.
There you go.
You need the money.
Okay. And I'm going to take a detour because in Chicago, at this point in time, a lot of things not just depends on you and your group or your idea, also depends on your environment. Like for me now, what would I come up with that could generate success, make me feel good? Well, number one, the most popular thing, the most dire need in the city of Chicago is what? Solutions to the vaccine, solutions to carjacking, and solutions to violence. So if you can come up with things that allow benefits, allow reductions in those areas, you can get dollars. For instance,
to help solve. So basically, if you come up with an idea to help solve problems, whether they're in the community that you live in or communities that you feel are important to either to you or to the society, if you can help to solve problems.
Yes. Now, let's take Chicago, for instance. 3.5 million people in Chicago. Now, out of those 3.5 million, I know there's one person that can come up with a solution to solve the problem between the mayor and the teachers union on who should get the vaccines and what time. Okay. Now, what would I recommend? The kids are the most important product in our lives. And it's important for the teachers to nurture and protect them. So I understand the priority for senior citizens like me, but we know how to protect ourselves. Kids don't, okay? So if the mayor step back, let the kids and the teachers get their vaccine. The old people—
because that's important to the community.
Yeah, we will survive. And the benefit will come from if the mayor just bags up and realizes that all her senior populations are in large buildings. They don't have to run and get in lines. Just send a mobile bus on a schedule to each of the large buildings, and you will deal with that problem much more simple and expedient. That's okay.
Now, what do you think in terms of, let's shift gears. What do you think about in terms of how do you encourage yourself to not quit at things in life? Because I think that's something that you taught me. One of the stories I always share with people is when I did my first feature film. And I said, actually, it was my script. And I said, Dad, read my script, Hollywood Chaos, read it. Tell me what you think. And you read it and you said, it's okay. And I said, it's just okay. And you said, yeah, it's just okay. But it doesn't matter because the most important thing is if you get it done. You said people won't always remember what it is you do, but they'll remember that you did it. And so the important thing, like you talked about a few minutes ago, is execution. So while you're trying to pursue your dreams and execute things, there's a lot of roadblocks that people face in business and real estate,
Yes.
entertainment,
Yes.
all the different fields.
Yes.
What advice do you have for people to get through roadblocks when you keep being faced with difficult times? How do you break through?
Things can't always be as ideal as you like them to be. And since you're just starting on something, someone else's advice might be what you might need, like in your case. The key was not you coming up with an excellent product. That would have been beautiful. But the key was that you finished the product. So you learned the pros and you learned the cons. And the growth over a period of time, if you could continue it, each time you do it, you would get better. So don't just do something because you didn't get the rewards or the benefits you initially tried to obtain, develop and grow. Because each time you do it, you will become better. I think Mike will tell you that, and all the Tiger will tell you that. You continue. It takes time. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
What about happiness? Tell me about happiness. What are your thoughts on how to have joy in life, even when life may be difficult? Because there's a lot of nights where people may be going through difficult things. They may be physically in pain. They may have loved ones that are in pain. They may personally be feeling like they want to cry or they're sad about something. How can you find joy in a time when things are not seeming joyful or happiness?
You have to keep in mind, there are certain constants. And one constant is that life is up and down. The roller coaster goes up and it will surely go down. So you must be prepared. There's going to be good times and bad times. And you must know how to deal with them all in perspective. Cry, but don't cry too long. Laugh, but don't laugh too hard. Okay. Spend, but don't spend too much. Okay. So, take it as it comes, cry a little bit. And when you're over it, start over again.
Yeah.
You've done well like that, continue.
Yeah, I've had. Well, thank you, Dad. I love you so much. And I so appreciate you taking the time out to speak and, share some words of wisdom for others. I love you for all that you've done.
Well, I thank you, Angie. And I wish I could have done some more. Okay. And I have some other ideas. So give me a call so I can sneak them in, because I think the mayor needs to know, especially when it comes to violence and carjacking. I got some beautiful ideas on that. Okay, so give me a call, sugar. Okay,
when I get a little deeper and less fluff, I will.
Please. Okay. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Good night.
And that's a wrap on this episode of our Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Angela Marie Hutchinson, founder of Breaking into Hollywood. And that's a wrap on this episode of our Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Angela Marie Hutchinson, founder of Breaking into Hollywood.